The official Squid Game Season 3 trailer just hit Netflix, and holy moly, it's packed with jaw-dropping reveals that'll make your head spin. From shocking new games to heartbreaking betrayals and the dark transformation of our beloved Gi-hun, this trailer confirms some wild theories while throwing us completely off guard with others. Let's dive deep into every single detail. Right off the bat, we get our first major surprise. Remember those teaser images with the train traffic lights that had everyone theorizing about the trolley problem? Well, plot twist. It's actually a brutal jump rope game, and it's absolutely terrifying. The trailer opens with those massive murder dolls we know and fear, but this time they're spinning a giant jump rope while contestants stand on a small railroad track. The setup is giving serious glass bridge vibes, but way more twisted. It seems players have to go one by one and jump to the other side. They need to time their jumps perfectly with the train signals, and one wrong move sends you plummeting to the flower-decorated ground below, where we see multiple bodies already scattered. What's really interesting is how the door leading to this game has completely different symbols above it. Instead of the clean, abstract circle, triangle, square logos we're used to, these are painted in rough brushstrokes. It's just style points, but still interesting, giving the whole thing a creepy, childlike, homemade feeling. It's like walking into a kid's nightmare playroom, where death is the ultimate game over. Player 100 arrives first to this horror show, with other contestants trailing behind. Sharp-eyed viewers will notice way more Team O players than Team X, which makes total sense since so many X players got wiped out during that brutal rebellion at the end of Season 2. The numbers are already stacked, and the games haven't even properly started yet. But even more interesting is Gi-hun's devastating mental breakdown. After the Netflix logo hits, we dive straight into the most heartbreaking part of the trailer. Our boy Gihan, once the defiant champion, has completely lost his fighting spirit. He's asking why he didn't die after the games, confirming that surviving has become his personal hell rather than his victory. The scene where he fights the pink guards and gets chained to a bed is absolutely brutal. We've seen leaked photos of him bloodied and restrained, but seeing it in motion hits different. This isn't the determined hero we rooted for anymore. This is a broken man who's given up hope, and it's devastating to watch. Here's where things get really complex. The frontman watches Gi-hun getting pinned down, and his face tells a whole different story. In-ho looks like he's about to cry, struggling with genuine emotion as he watches his former ally suffer. Just yesterday, he was in there with the players, and now he's betrayed Gi-hun to protect the organization. Is the frontman truly evil, or is he playing a deeper game? Maybe he's mentally torturing Gi-hun for his own twisted reasons, or maybe he's keeping him alive because he knows something we don't. There's a possibility that In-ho had to betray Gi-hun now to save everything later, setting up some kind of long-term plan that'll blow our minds. Also, that jump rope game, it of course wasn't the only one, as we now have way more details on the next game. First, we need to discuss the maze. The second major game reveal is absolutely stunning. We get our first proper look at the maze game that was teased earlier, and it's simultaneously beautiful and terrifying. The entire setup looks like adorable Korean street alleys, complete with a blue roof decorated with glowing yellow stars that twinkle like a child's bedroom ceiling. The walls are covered in drawings that look like a 6-year-old's artwork, little trees, buildings, and fruits painted in bright, innocent colors. It's this twisted juxtaposition between childhood wonder and deadly competition that makes Squid Game so uniquely horrifying. Player 44, our crazy shaman lady, enters first, confirming her new leadership role among her followers. Watching her shush her followers while praying to her god about whether to go left or right in the maze is very creepy. The maze structure becomes clearer as we see more shots. Players in blue vests are navigating through these childlike corridors, while red team members are doing something completely different in what looks like children's rooms. The division between teams is creating wildly different gameplay experiences, team dynamics, and rising tensions. Speaking of teams, we see some shots showing a player choosing O instead of X, meaning they want the games to continue despite everything they've witnessed. The psychological pressure is clearly breaking people in different ways. One of the most emotional moments comes from the interaction between MG Coin and player 222. He's asking her, "What are you going to do then?" And the context makes it heartbreaking. Player 222 is heavily pregnant, and based on the background, this conversation happens right before the jump rope game. MG Coin is panicking because he's going to be a father, but his partner isn't physically capable of jumping rope in her condition. His frustrated "just sit here and die" shows how impossible these choices have become. Deadly confrontations and character showdowns. The action sequences in this trailer are also next level. We see player 226 and player 120 facing off in the maze, and let's just say fans are going to love this outcome. Player 226, who's been universally hated by viewers, gets absolutely demolished by player 120's military judo throw. Seeing our beloved ex-Special Forces soldier take down one of the most annoying characters is pure satisfaction, and I don't really mind, as player 226 is one of the scumbags I have on my "I hope they die" bingo card. On the top of that card being player 100. Player 44 is also shown hitting a door covered in red handprints, bloody hands that represent all the violence and death surrounding them. Her frustration suggests that even with her leadership role, she's still trapped in the same deadly system as everyone else. And the worst tension comes when we get the update on the mommy and son duo. Family bonds tested to breaking point. There's a shot of player 149, our beloved old lady, looking at her son Young-sik after they discover they've been drafted to opposite teams in the maze game. After everything they've been through together, the system is forcing them to potentially fight each other. Back in the main area, however, after the game seems finished, we see player 149 with loose hair and an exhausted expression. She is done with it and begs everyone to stop. This suggests she's just survived another game, and the fact that we don't see her son anywhere is deeply troubling. Something satisfying for the VIPs, maybe. All for the rich VIPs that are entertaining themselves. Talking about VIPs, the trailer confirms what many fans suspected. The VIP section is expanding beyond just some creepy old men. We see two female VIPs joining the grotesque dinner party, watching the games unfold while eating what looks like caviar. The woman on the left wears the bear mask, connecting her to that disturbing character from Season 1, while the woman on the right sports an owl mask, possibly linking her to Oh Il-nam and suggesting Korean connections to the organization. But there is hope. In quick flashes, we see Detective Jun-ho has successfully infiltrated the VIP quarters, getting closer than ever to the organization's inner circle. The question is whether he's working alone or coordinating with other rebels, like Guard No Yul, who appears briefly looking determined and mission-focused. If they're working together, the organization might face its biggest internal threat yet. There is one theory, however, that is still unanswered, and Kind takes the main stage. The most shocking character development comes in his interaction with player 44. When she mocks him while he's chained to the bed, he grabs her throat with pure rage. This moment confirms that our former hero is losing his angel-like persona and embracing a darker side. But more on that at the end of the video. There was also a giant pit we need to talk about. The Pit of Possibilities. One of the most intriguing reveals comes when player 388, Kang Dae-ho, opens a door to discover a massive pit. The walls going down each floor are lined with similar doors, and the bottom mirrors the ceiling with stars on a blue background. This could be a trap for players who open doors too quickly, the key to victory, or a setup for some insane vertical battles between opposing teams. But let's now discuss what everyone is most hyped about, the ultimate face-off. The trailer's climax brings us to the most anticipated moment. Gi-hun in a suit with his number 456, walking down the frontman's hallway. Some may think he is in the final again, but it's different. The elevator doors opening to reveal this confrontation suggests this isn't about the games anymore. It's personal. As Gi-hun walks toward his destiny, we hear the frontman asking, "Player 456, do you still have faith in people?" The shot of the frontman removing his mask could mean he's finally revealing his identity to Gi-hun, or it could be symbolic of him dropping his facade entirely. The trailer ends with the ultimate question hanging in the air. What happens when hope dies and heroes become villains? Gi-hun's journey from champion to potential successor of the very system he fought against represents the darkest possible outcome of the Squid Game's psychological warfare. Is In-ho offering Gi-hun his position as frontman? Is he trying to recruit him into the organization? Or is this the moment where Gi-hun finally breaks completely and embraces the darkness that's been growing inside him? I guess we will have to wait for Season 3. In the meantime, if you want to watch more Squid Game videos or theories, click the video on screen now.